Mom, we need to talk about what happened at the hospital today. I can't believe you did that.
What are you talking about?
Don't act like you don't know. You were yelling at my wife. You were screaming at her, saying that her terrible driving is what caused this to happen to me. You blamed her for it.
That's because it is her fault. She was the one driving when you got into the accident and this terrible thing happened to you. Now my baby is paralyzed from the waist down.
But that's not what happened. How many times do I have to tell you this? We were stopped at a red light, and we were rear-ended by a guy in a truck who had fallen asleep at the wheel. It's not my wife's fault. Even if she had noticed the truck coming behind us, we couldn't have moved. Because there were stopped cars in front of us, too.
But if this accident wouldn't have happened, you'd still be a normal person. I'm your mom. I have to get mad at someone.
Did you just say I'd still be a normal person? Are you saying I'm not a normal person anymore? Look, I don't care what you say your reason for getting angry is. It's not my wife's fault, and I don't ever want to hear you say that to her again. She got hurt in this accident too.
So? I don't care about someone else's child. I'm just so worried about you. You can't blame me for getting upset.
You don't care what happens to someone else's child? You know she's my wife, right? She's part of our family. And this isn't the worst thing in the world that could have happened to me. I'll be in a wheelchair, but I'll still be able to go to work and carry on like normal. So, I don't need any more worry from you than what's absolutely necessary.
So, this is what I get for caring about my son. Fine, if that's what you want. Alex, I have to tell you something. I was thinking about this a lot last night, and I think it'd be best if we just cut all ties to each other and never spoke to each other again.
What?
Well, now that you're paralyzed, to put it bluntly, you can't really take care of yourself anymore, can you? If you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of me when I get older?
Take care of you? Huh? You're saying, since I can't care for you when you get older, you want nothing to do with me anymore?
Well, not just that. But even now, I don't have the time or energy to take care of you in your condition. I'm too old to be looking after anyone anymore. I know you've been helping me out with some bills since I don't work, but don't worry about me. I'll just live off of the inheritance I got from your father when he died. And having one less family member to worry about will make things a lot easier for me. Just consider me not taking care of you in your current state as payment for raising you when you were a child. You're okay with all this, right?
You must be out of your mind. Is this what a mom says to her child after he gets into a major car accident? I can't believe you.
But you see where I'm coming from, don't you? I worked so hard to raise you. I did everything for you and raised you so well, hoping you'd return the favor for me when I got older. But it seems that's not possible anymore. A son that can't even walk by himself is of no use to me. So please, just let me go. Let me be free from you.
Fine. But just so I've got this straight, you're saying you gave birth to me and raised me just so that I could take care of you when you're older. And now that I can't walk, I'm worthless to you, so you don't want to ever see me again?
Well, it sounds bad when you say it like that, but yes, this isn't my fault. Planning is the most important thing in life. I was planning for my future then, and I'm planning for my future now. I gave this a lot of thought. If we cut all ties to each other, I'll be fine. I can live off of my husband's inheritance. And this way, you won't have to worry about looking after me when I get older. It's a win-win.
Look, do whatever you want. If you don't ever want to speak to me again, that's fine by me. But if you're cutting all ties to me, That means you better never contact me ever again.
I know what it means. I should be telling you that. That means I don't want you stepping foot in this house again trying to get anything your dad left to me. Starting tomorrow, we're not related anymore. Alex, you came to my house today, didn't you? Why did you take my fridge and my TV? Bring those things back here right now.
Those are mine. I bought them myself with my own money when I was living there. I'm sorry for leaving them there when I moved out. I shouldn't have left my stuff there for so long. Sorry about that. I'm glad that spare key was still in the fake rock we put in the garden. Oh, by the way, I put all the food from the fridge into a cooler in the garage. I suggest you eat it all before it goes bad.
I can't believe you! I never thought my own son would be this petty. Oh, wait, you're not my son anymore. Whatever, I don't care about those things. Like you said, they've been here a long time. They're old. I'll just use some of your dad's inheritance and buy new ones.
Yeah, why not? It was only the newest model of fridge when it came out, and a 75-inch OLED 4K TV shouldn't set you back too much. Just use some of Dad's money to go get new ones, lol. It's your money now. Do whatever you want.
I don't need you to tell me that, but that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Don't message me anymore. And don't try stepping foot in this house again. If you do, I'll call the cops.
Huh, you were the one who messaged me.
Alex.
What do you want now? You keep messaging me even though you said you never wanted us to speak again.
I just have one last thing I want to say to you.
What?
I threw out everything that was in your old room. And I mean everything.
What?
Well, don't blame me. Why would I want a total stranger's things in my house? Remember, we're strangers now. Yesterday was garbage day, so I put everything out to the curb. I watched them put it all into the back of the garbage truck, too.
You didn't throw out all the hockey and baseball cards that were in the cardboard box, did you?
If it was in your room, then yes, I did. Oh no, don't tell me I threw out something you really wanted, did I? I'm sorry. But it was taken to the dump yesterday, so there's no way to get it back now. So don't message me ever again. I don't want to hear from you anymore.
You did a really stupid thing, Mom.
Huh?
Are you saying you threw out everything Dad left to you in his will?
The things Dad left to me? What are you talking about?
Dad's collection. I can't believe you did that. A lot of those cards are worth between $500 to $2,000 apiece. Dad had so many rare cards. The value of cards varies year by year, but I'm sure you'd have gotten at least $100K if you'd have sold them all.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're kidding, right? Sports cards are just a kid's game, aren't they?
Trading cards aren't a game. Rookie cards of popular or famous players can be worth big bucks. Why did you think Dad was collecting them and holding on to them in the first place? I think you need to check this out for yourself on the internet. See what some cards sell for. Dad had a ton of amazing cards. Did you never listen to him when he talked about them?
You know I don't like sports. If it involved sports or stupid cards, I never listened to a word he said.
Haha.
Alex, I'm still waiting for you to say gotcha. You weren't kidding, were you? Those things are worth money? Wait a minute. If they were worth money, how come you didn't take them with you?
Oh, I couldn't take those with me. He left those to you. He was specific about that in his will.
Huh?
You know Dad was a collector. He collected everything. A lot of the stuff he collected just gets more valuable the older it gets. That's why he didn't sell anything before he died. He left you the things that would be worth the most in the future. You know he gave me a few of the bigger, heavier antiques for me and my wife's new house. But he left all the small stuff for you because it would be easier to store, move around, or just sell.
I know that, but I didn't know trading cards were worth anything. They're just small pieces of cardboard.
Obviously, you didn't know. Dad told you before he died that if you ever needed money, you could sell his collections. I assumed if the time came that you ever needed to sell things, I'd come and help you with it. But then you decided to never speak to me again because of my accident.
I had no idea.
Well, I never thought you'd throw that stuff out. You knew those cards were part of Dad's collections. It's kind of funny. You threw me away, then you threw those cards away. Haha.
They were in your old room. I thought they were yours.
Mom, I moved out long ago. I live with my wife. I have everything of mine here. I have everything Dad left me in his will, too. I came back the other day to get the only things of mine that were still in that house. The fridge and the TV. Everything else in there is yours.
Alex, please. You've got to go to the dump and try to get those cards back for me.
Huh? No way. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't go there and do that.
But you said they're worth over $100K! You can probably find them if you get there right away.
I can't search around a dump in a wheelchair. Besides, cars are worth money based on condition. They were probably crushed in the back of the garbage truck. I can't see them being worth anything now. The plastic card cases they were in wouldn't protect them from a garbage truck's trash compactor.
Stop making excuses and try. At least a few of them must have survived. Wait, I've got it. If you can get those cards back for me, I'll let you be my son again. Then I'll be able to help support you again.
I don't need you to support me. I'm a grown man.
What are you talking about? You're in a wheelchair. You can't do anything by yourself.
I'm not by myself. I'm married. My wife is here. And you know what my job is, don't you? You know I'm a 3D sculptor. People hire me to make models and sculpts for everything from plastic miniatures for painting to scale prototypes of projects. I sit at a desk and use 3D sculpting software all day. I don't need legs to do that. There are tons of jobs where people just sit at a desk all day. I don't know why you think people in wheelchairs can't do anything.
Huh? You mean, even though you had a big accident and you can't walk anymore, your income isn't going to change?
Exactly. You really don't know anything about me, do you? In fact, I'll be getting a big settlement from insurance for this accident I had. I'll probably never need to work again. But I will, because I love my job.
What? You're getting money from this accident? I didn't know all that.
Well, it doesn't matter to you anyway. I'm not your son anymore.
Alex! Why are you being so cold to your mom all of a sudden? Your dad died and you moved out. I'm all by myself. How about you and your wife come live with me? Come over for dinner tonight. Let's talk about it.
No way. Do you think I'm stupid? Why are you saying that to me anyway? You're the one who wanted to cut all ties with me.
Alex, please. Things are really tough for me. Thinking about my future now is making me really uncomfortable.
I'm not surprised. I assumed it would. That's why I put the cards in a spot you'd easily see them in case you wanted to sell them. You were the one who went on a rampage and wanted to destroy anything you thought was mine. Honestly, I don't even feel sorry for you anymore.
I've got it. How about you give me all the antiques that Dad left to you? I don't care if they're big and heavy.
Huh? Why would I do that? Dad left those things to me and my wife. I'm not gonna get rid of them. I don't want you selling them for money. Those things are all I have left of Dad. He treasured those things, and I'm going to treasure them too.
give me a couple of them. You don't want those old things sitting in your new house. They won't match anything. Giving them to me is your best option, don't you think? Your dad would be happy too, because you'd be helping me out.
You just don't get it, do you? Anyway, I'm not giving you anything Dad left to me. And there's no way on earth me and my wife are gonna move in with you. From now on, I'm not even gonna reply to any of your messages.
You're so insensitive. I can't stand talking to you anymore. I've got money left in the bank. I don't need you or those antiques Dad left you.
Yeah, about that. Mom, you're relying too much on that money Dad left you. I think you need to get a job. What do you have left in the bank? How much is it? Like $100K?
Yeah, so what? That's more than enough. How many people do you know with $100K in their bank account? I'm rich.
Do you think you can live off of that for the rest of your life?
Huh? It's $100K!
Yeah, and how much do you spend now in a year? 20,000? Just do some simple math and you'll see that it's only gonna last you about 5 years. When Dad was alive and working, your standard of living was a little high. That's why he could afford to buy all those antiques and things. But that's impossible for you now.
What are you saying? Are you saying I'm gonna have to cut back on my spending even more than I am now? I can't do that. I've got $100K in the bank. There are so many things that I want to buy.
But Mom, planning is the most important thing in life, remember? I know you can do it, Mom. Oh, and by the way, don't even think about coming to live with us. We don't let strangers into our house.
Alex, wait. I'm not a stranger. We're family. Let's talk about this. Alex!
Mom, I'm paralyzed, remember? Having one less family member to worry about will make things a lot easier for me. You've got the rest of Dad's inheritance to do whatever you want with, and I've got a wife who loves me and will help take care of me. It's a win-win, isn't it? After that, my mom rushed to the dump by herself. Apparently, the people at the dump didn't give her permission to go looking around by herself, so she snuck in. The police were called, and by the time they dragged her out of the dump, she was covered in garbage and stunk to high heaven. The police assumed she was off some sort of medication or something, so they brought her to my house. But I explained to them that we've cut all ties to each other, and that I wouldn't be taking responsibility for her. The police had no choice but to take her back to her house, as it was clear they didn't want her stinking up their lockup area even for one night. A few days after that, my wife and I returned home to find quite a surprise. When we opened our door, it looked as if a tomato had gone through the inside of our house. We had been broken into. But I knew that it was my mom who had broken in and was looking around for anything of value that my dad had left me. I swear my mom doesn't listen to anything anyone tells her, because I told her that Dad left all the small things to her. Nothing of mine was taken, because all the antiques I got from Dad were way too big for my mom to move by herself. But my mom had tested my patience to their limit, and I decided to call the police on her for breaking into my house. When the police came and picked her up for the second time within a week, they explained how serious the consequences for breaking and entering could be if I proceeded to press charges. My mom realized that I was serious and that she needed to back off. And she seems to be leaving me alone now, at least for the time being. It's possible that I might decide to start speaking to her again someday in the future. But as for now, we've put our house up for sale, and we're going to be moving away without telling her where we're moving to. I'm changing my cell phone number too. That way, I won't have to worry about her not talking to me ever again and messaging me every few days.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. See you next time!
Alex. Alan, are you free right now? There's something I want to talk to you about.
Caitlin, I thought you and Grant were on your vacation now. Is everything okay?
Yeah, we are. We're in Charleston right now. I'm sorry, but we saw it.
Huh? Saw what?
Your boyfriend, Seth?
Oh, he told me he was going to Charleston too. I didn't think you'd run into each other, though. He said one of his friends is getting married there, so he went for their wedding.
Oh, so you knew.
Huh? It sounds like you're about to tell me you saw him walking around with another woman or something.
Well,
Huh?
honestly, I did. I'm sorry.
What?
I saw him walking and holding hands with another woman about the same age as us.
What?
I was wondering if I should tell you or not. The way you were talking about him, it sounded like he was going to propose to you soon. I figured I should tell you before it turned into a big deal. If I intruded into your personal life at all, I'm sorry.
No. I'm glad you told me. Thanks. If he's really with another woman, I need to think of what I should do. Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to reach him since yesterday. If he's really off cheating on me, it will make sense as to why I can't get hold of him. I should have known. He seemed like the type of person that would cheat on me. He knew I wouldn't say anything if he went on a trip by himself. He must have used this chance to meet his little girlfriend.
I see. So that's what happened.
Just when I thought he wanted to marry me, he goes and does something like this? What's wrong with him?
You know what? Grant said he has Seth's contact info.
Oh, really?
I just found out a little while ago, but Grant said he sees Seth at work every now and then. He's never talked to him outside of work, but they've exchanged contact info, so Grant has his number in his phone. Grant said if you want, we can try contacting Seth and see what's going on. What do you think?
Well, okay. But just try to get a feel of what's going on. Don't say anything directly about it. Could you do that for me, please?
Okay, you got it. Alan, we got in touch with Seth.
What happened? What'd he say?
Well, I'll tell you what we concluded first. The person that Seth was with, well, he was with his wife.
Huh? His wife?
Yeah, it was his wife. We know that for sure.
But then, wait a minute. So has he been lying to me this whole time? That's terrible! Seth, you're terrible!
Ellen?
Hey, Caitlin, will you help me out with this?
With what?
Well, revenge, of course. We were going to be getting married soon. Things were going so well between us. But in reality, he's married to another woman. How could he do that to me?
About that.
I feel so terrible right now. I have to sue him for mental anguish. That'll make me feel better.
Ellen, just calm down.
Do you really think I can calm down at a time like this?
But I'm not done. I have more to tell you.
There's more?
Please, just hear me out. Wait until I've told you everything.
Okay, tell me.
Well, I don't know any other way to put this, so please don't get angry with me for asking this, but...
Ask what?
Were you and Seth really dating?
Huh?
Grant was chatting with Seth via text message, and I was there with him reading it. When I read what Seth had told Grant, I was like, what? Really? He said that you two went to college together, but he hadn't spoken to you since graduating. He said that you changed jobs and started working at his office. That's why he started talking to you again. Actually, he said he didn't really talk to you as much as just listen to you talk. The more I read, the more it sounded like you two have never done anything other than talk at work a few times.
What are you talking about? Seth and I are dating. We work in the same office. We're in different departments, but we're on the same floor. Our office has an open design, so I can even see him from my desk. We go to work together in the morning, and we both finish work at the same time, so we go home together too. We both get on and off the subway at the same stations. I live only 3 minutes from his house.
I realized this after I moved and got an apartment close to his. Honestly, I wanted to live in the same apartment building as him, but there were no empty apartments there, so I had to find another place close to him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, we're in love with each other. It's obvious. We're not just dating, we're lovers. That's enough evidence to prove I'm right, right?
Well, like I just said, Seth is married. He has a wife.
It's the same thing every time with guys. I shouldn't have been surprised. I got a little upset earlier. But if you think about it, it's always the same with men, isn't it? I'm sure it was just a temporary lapse of judgment on his part. He got seduced by her. But he'll snap out of it. He's going to come back to me soon, so everything will be just fine. But I'm going to have to do something about him wanting to cheat on me every now and then, though. She must have enticed him into marrying her somehow. I can't believe she'd go that far. It's not normal. She must be crazy. I'm going to have to sue her for this and try to get some compensation money for what she's putting me through. I'll draw a line in the sand and let her know not to cross it again. Thanks for telling me this. I really appreciate it. Thank Grant for me too, okay?
Okay, but I asked you to hear me out until the end, didn't I?
Huh? Is there more?
Yeah, there's more. There's something I really need you to be aware of, as in self-aware.
Self-aware? What do I need to be aware of about myself?
Well, Seth told me pretty clearly, so I guess I should tell you.
Tell me what?
Well, yesterday was Seth's wedding.
Huh?
You keep saying he's cheating on you, but if he was cheating on you with this woman, I don't think he'd marry her. Do you?
I guess he had a secret wedding with just the two of them. That's possible, right? I told you I had no idea what he was doing.
We asked about that too. Both the bride and groom's parents were there, along with relatives and friends on both sides. There were 200 people at the wedding and reception. There were even people from your office there. It wasn't a secret wedding.
What? But I had no idea. Wait, unless, are you saying I'm his mistress?
Well, not really. You're definitely not his mistress.
Huh?
Sorry, I'll say it a little more clearly. The whole thing about you and Seth dating, it's all in your head.
Huh? What do you mean it's all in my head? Didn't I just prove we were dating with all the things I told you?
No, that was... What happened was you got a job working in the same company as Seth, and the fact that you lived near him, that's only because you tracked him down and found out where he lived, and then you moved there to be close to him. And because you live near him, of course you'd use the same subway station. You're going to the same destination. And the fact that you work at the same company is the only reason you see him often during the day. None of that proves that you two are dating or in a relationship. Honestly, it sounds more like proof that you're stalking him than it does of you dating him.
Stalking him? How dare you call me a stalker?
Well, according to Seth, he's only talked to you at work, and it was always about work.
Well, that's because we're both working. If we get caught talking about things that weren't work-related, the boss would be angry.
Well, on top of that, when you're both done for the day and you're on the way to the subway station, Seth said he sees you following behind him about 20 feet or so, smiling with a strange look on your face. He said it makes him feel really uncomfortable and he gets creeped out. Sometimes he even stays late at the office on purpose, just so he doesn't leave at the same time as you.
He said I creep him out?
It isn't that you two are going home together. It's just that you're following him as he goes home.
No, it's not!
You know what? There's a rumor going around on the departments on your floor that you're a stalker too.
Huh?
That's why he made sure to tell everyone he invited from work to make sure you didn't find out.
What?
You've got to get yourself together or you're going to get into serious trouble soon.
I can't believe all this. Whatever, I'll meet him face to face and talk about this.
Face to face?
I just arrived at Charleston Airport.
What? What are you talking about?
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? When you messaged me in the afternoon that Seth was cheating on me, I rushed to the airport and took the first flight to Charleston. Hold on, Ellen. That's exactly what I'm talking about with you. So where are you right now? You're near the airport, right? It doesn't matter where I am. Seth isn't here. I know that's not true. You're telling me all this information about Seth. You wouldn't have gotten it via text. You met with him. You had to have been showing him what I was saying, because you had an answer for everything I said. I knew Seth was with you. That's the only way you could have had all the answers. What do you plan on doing? On my way to the airport, I picked up divorce papers and marriage papers from City Hall. I'm going to make him fill them all out, and then I'm going to take them to City Hall myself. I'm going to make him divorce her and marry me right now. I need you and Grant to be witnesses for the paperwork, okay? Well, you're right. Grant and I met with Seth and his wife. I knew it. But they've already left. Huh? They left? Yeah, Seth and his wife. They came here for the wedding yesterday. Today they're leaving for their honeymoon. Honeymoon? Then just tell me what hotel they're staying at. Hurry up. Tell me. I'm going to head over there right now. I'll catch them before they leave. Well, it looks like you just missed them. What do you mean I just missed them? About the time you messaged me and said you arrived at the airport, Seth messaged Grant and said that they just boarded their plane. What? And when we met up with them, we didn't meet at the airport. Huh? But you said you were in Charleston. Yeah, well, Charleston is the name of the city, not just the airport. Well, then tell me where you are and I'll meet up with you. Sorry, I told you we're nowhere near the airport. Today was our last day in Charleston. We plan on doing some sightseeing on our way home, so we've already left the city. We're not flying home, we rented a car. Wait, hold on. I don't have a place to stay for the night. Really? I planned on kicking out Seth's fake wife and spending the night with him. His fake wife? Well, anyway, there's nothing I can do to help. I'm sure there's a vacant hotel somewhere. Or call your parents for help. I can't call my parents about this. The whole situation is too embarrassing. And I think I'm going to end our friendship now, too. What? Why? Honestly, you're starting to scare me. I don't want to associate with you anymore. I mean, what if you had done this with Grant instead of with Seth? It scares me. And on top of that, I had no idea what was going on before, but now I don't think I could forgive myself if I continued being friends with you. I don't want to be associated with a stalker. So this is the last time I'm going to speak to you. I'm sorry. Bye. Hold on! I was upset and left the house in a rush. I didn't bring any money. I used everything I had to get the plane ticket. The only credit card I have with me is already maxed out. My other cards are back in my house. Caitlin? Ellen had to get her parents to come and get her. Because of all this, even her parents heard about how she had been stalking Seth. She even got into some trouble at work with HR and got a serious warning about it. But she refused to admit that what she was doing was wrong. She ignored everything everyone said. However, word of this most recent incident quickly spread around the office. Between Ellen's parents insisting that she quit working there and the cold shoulders she got from everyone at the office, Ellen did eventually decide to quit. She moved back in with her parents. Seth decided to accept a position at his father-in-law's company because of the great prospects it would give him. Seth left his current job, making sure to tell everyone not to let Ellen know what he was doing. With the training and experience he'll get from his new position, Seth will be able to manage one of the company's overseas branches in the near future. When he gets the overseas position, not only will it be a great opportunity for him, but it will remove any chance of Ellen being able to stalk him again. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button. See you next time.